Hey everyone, and welcome back to DataSurface. So, we have already talked about why we need the cloud and the different types of cloud setups. But now, let's talk about the how. So if you are watching this video for the first time, I would recommend check out the previous videos in this playlist. Those will set up the foundation for this particular video. You have probably heard all these terms floating around: IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. But what does as a service even mean? Well, that's exactly what we are going to break down today. And I promise it's simpler than it sounds. So here is what we will go through as part of today's session. First, we will understand what is service model actually means. Then we'll use one of my favorite example, the pizza as a service analogy. Trust me, it's the easiest and most fun way to understand this concept. After that, we'll meet the three big models: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. And finally, we'll wrap up with a clear visual chart showing exactly who manages what in each model. Alright, so what is a service model? Simply put, it is a way to answer one question: who handles what? When you move to the cloud, you are sharing responsibilities with your cloud provider. Some things you will still manage, and some things the provider like AWS or Google Cloud takes care of for you, right? So these models, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service, describe how much of that responsibility you keep and how much you hand over. It is basically about deciding how much control you want versus how much convenience you prefer. So let's try to understand this particular concept by following the pizza analogy. And the easiest way to understand this is with pizza, right? Let's imagine you are planning a pizza night. First, you could go the traditional way, making it all yourself. You buy the ingredients, use your oven, set the table, and do the cleanup. So that's you manage everything yourself. That is something comes under on-prem. Now, if you don't want to do all that work, you could buy a take and bake pizza, which means ready-made pizza. So that's as a infrastructure as a service. So you are purchasing a pre-made pizza, but still you need to bake it and set the table and get the drinks. So the provider handles the infrastructure. This is pizza base, but the rest is on you. So this is comes as a infrastructure as a service. Next, maybe you don't even want to turn on your oven. So you order a pizza delivery. That's as a platform as a service. So the provider handles more. They cook it and bring it to you. You just handle the table and drinks and enjoy it. And finally, what if you want to do absolutely nothing? You go out with the restaurant. That's as a software as a service, SaaS. You just show up, eat, and leave. Everything, the cooking, serving, cleaning, is managed by restaurant. So there you go. You have probably used these models all along, just in pizza forms. Now it's easy to see what is infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. Right? I hope now it's clear, like what is mean by on-premise and what is mean by what kind of service provided by infrastructure as a service, and what kind of service provided as part of the platform as a service, and what kind of services will provided as a part of software as a service, right? Now let's jump into the actual what is mean by infrastructure as a service. So this is where you rent the basic building blocks: virtual machines, storage, and networking. Think of it like a renting a plot of land with the power and tools already set up. You can build whatever you want on top of it, a website, a database, or even your own app, but you are responsible for what you create. So this model gives you maximum control and flexibility without needing to buy a hardware. Example include Amazon EC2 and Microsoft Azure virtual machines, right? Like you can spin up these virtual machines and you can do whatever you want. You can build an app, you can build an website. So basically, you can use this particular infrastructure for your requirement, right? The next one is platform as a service, PaaS. Here, the provider gives you a complete environment to build and run your applications. You don't worry about the servers, operating system, or updates. You just focus on writing and deploying your code. So this is the pizza delivery model. Everything is ready to use, so you can just build your product faster. It's preferred for developers who wants to skip the setup and jump straight into coding. Examples including Google App Engine, Azure App Service, Heroku, all this comes under platform as a service. So this is basically, it will provide the complete environment setup. And finally, software as a service, the one we all use every single day, SaaS, software as a service. So this is where you use a ready-made application directly from our browser or app. No installation, no setup, it just works. It's the dine-out model. You don't worry about maintenance, updates or backups, everything handled by the provider. Popular examples for this, Gmail, Microsoft 365, Salesforce, Zoom, Slack. You just simply log in and start using it. You don't need to anything. Everything will be taken care by the provider, right? So now let's see the big picture, how it looks like, the responsibility chart. So whatever highlighted in blue color, you manage yourself. And whatever is highlighted in orange color, the provider will manage it, right? Now coming to the on-premise, everything will be managed by yourself. Move one step right to infrastructure as a service. The provider manages the foundation like servers and storage, while you manage your applications and data. So if you see 50-50, you are sharing the responsibilities in infrastructure as a service. Coming to the platform as a service, with the platform as a service, the provider handles even more. The platform, the operating system and database, and you focus just on your app and your data. So the majority of responsibilities taken care by the provider. Now finally, with the software as a service or SaaS, the provider handles everything. You just log in and start working. So as you move from on-premise to infrastructure as a service, from infrastructure service to platform as a service, from platform service to software as a service, your efforts goes down and the convenience go up, right? So that's all. There you have it. From renting virtual servers to simply using ready-made software, you now understand the world of what is meant by as a service. It's all about choosing the right model, the one that fits your goals, your team and your comfort level. And in our next video, we will explore the big three cloud providers, AWS, Azure and GCP, and see how they bring these models into the life. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe to DataSurface for weekly insights. I'll see you in the next one.